convoy of contractors and journalists made its way into Palma. The Mozambican government wants the world to see this. We were taken under military escort with armed soldiers accompanying us. The president insists the militants have all been cleared from here, but his forces were caught off guard. And almost certainly there'll need to be international cooperation if Mozambique is to defeat this terrorism. The residents are returning slowly. They're amongst the poorest in the country, and there are worries that some may have been seduced to join the armed group through poverty and desperation. There are suspicions the terrorists managed to infiltrate the town and may have had inside help. Palma's now swarming with soldiers. It's a militarized zone, but the president's accepted he can't win by military means alone and has promised many more jobs for the young. One contractor with us was aghast at seeing the damage done to his business.
You see what's happened. Outside you think the truck is okay. I open and everything's burnt inside.
It's going to be tough to restore confidence here.
I finished with Mozambique. I'll try to sell my company. I cannot stay. No. I've got family. I need to take care about them.
There's an ongoing investigation into not only how the militants managed to overrun the town, but how they went on to lay siege to this hotel, which was packed with nearly 200 people, amongst them expats, foreign workers and villagers who'd taken refuge here. The Amarula Lodge has been ransacked now by looters who seem to have gone into every room, turning it upside down and stripping it of valuables. For Zvika Karadi, who had workmates trapped here, it's a difficult journey.
Just imagine when I was speaking with my guy, how they was feeling to stay and to know around them it's all these guys want to kill them.
With the terrorists closing in on them, some came up with a plan to break out.
It was only a few miles towards the beach and possible safety, and the option was, because they couldn't leave by helicopter, that they'd try and hatch a plan to leave by vehicle. A convoy of 17 or so vehicles that were going to move out and rush to safety. But almost as soon as they exited the gates of the Amarula, they were ambushed with a number of the militants hiding in the bush outside and shooting specifically at the drivers.
Only 7 of the vehicles made it. Amongst the dead was Britton Fillmore. His body was recovered from one of the abandoned vehicles. And when the villagers returned, they made a horrifying discovery. Under a tree opposite the Amarula Lodge, they say a massacre took place. They led us to where they insist they found a dozen bodies, now buried, but all foreigners.
All of the bodies were laid out under the tree, with their hands tied behind their backs, and the heads had been cut off.
There's still little known about the armed group who carried out these atrocities and caused such destruction here, and where in this desperately poor area they're getting their funding from.
We don't know the reason why they're fighting or who the enemy is.
Right now, they need to ensure it's secure enough to rebuild, and first priority is restoring the phone network.
It will make a huge difference for people to find their loved ones that are missing and haven't been able to communicate. Yes. We think it will contribute a lot to help stabilize the current situation, yes, and ease the pain.
Over the next few days, Southern African leaders will gather in Mozambique to hammer out plans to combat this terror threat, amid growing alarm at the insurgency spreading. Alex Crawford, Sky News in Palma, Mozambique.